Hey everyone, welcome, it's Jade and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have a fun one for you guys today, so let's get started. Alright, today I will be working in my prayer Bible guide, and I can't wait for you guys to see how I work through this. I thought about it, so if anyone has any questions, need to know how to work through it, this is one way, because you are the boss of your ship and you decide how you want to sail it. Alright, and so I did my setup like this. I went ahead and I separated the pages from the Bible, as I said in the previous videos that I did about the prayer Bible guide. Okay, and I have it on these bookbinder rings, and I went ahead and I did some collaging for my covers, and I went ahead and took them to the bookshop and had it laminated because I don't have a laminator. Alright, so I can add pages to the Bible, which is amazing. I thought that was so cool, and I'm showing you how I do that. So before I get started, I always take out my prayer index card. I already know my scripture that I'm going to be working with. I'm also using one of the printables from my shop, and the one that I was using is the David Presents prayer and scripture planner. Right, so I made these and I always put them in my planner, and I can pray or do a study or do a scripture Bible study or scripture study in my planner. That's how I normally use it, but I thought about it and I thought this would be fun, so I went ahead and I shrunk it down, and I could add it right into the Bible, right, as I'm working with that scripture. So I went ahead and I wrote in the index card, so I'm writing the date, I'm writing who I'm praying for and what I'm praying for, and I also color it because it's an index. So based on the tab, I just color it in with some regular old Crayola pencil crayons, okay? And then my scripture for today is Psalm 34, 15 to 18, and of course you saw there I accidentally highlighted the wrong scripture, so I found the correct page and I went ahead and I did that. So I highlighted the scripture that I wanted, and I decided to put the tab onto that tip-in page that I'm going to be using, as opposed to on the actual Bible page, just so if I fill it up with these tip-ins, I can remove it in like 6 months or so, or I can get larger rings, so that's also an option. And then I could just add more, right? So as to mark the page, I can just stick it on this. But this is my system. If you're working the physical Bible, go ahead and put it on the page, right? If you're working in a journal, go ahead and put it in the journal, on the journal page, right? And so I went ahead and I used my tip-in page as a guide to punch the holes onto the planner sheet, and I'm just going to stick some hole reinforcements on the back and the front, and I'm going to cut it down. Of course you're not seeing that yet, but I'm telling you in advance what I ended up doing and what I have decided. Let me just read a scripture right now for you guys. So it says, "The eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are open to their cry. The face of the Lord is against those who do evil, to cut off their remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears and delivers them out of their troubles. The Lord is near to those who have a broken heart, and save such as have a contrite spirit. And of course, I typically read it in a couple of translations, but I'm not going to do that for today. I'm just giving you an example. Now, this is an example, and you can do how you wish. Of course, I don't always add the page in, the daily scripture planner page. I don't always do that. Sometimes I just read the scripture, pray the scripture, write on a prayer, and then I go and keep it rolling, right? But this actually took me probably an hour. I know, right? It took me an hour. I was listening to praise music, and I was dancing, and I cut some of that out. And I was drinking a smoothie, and I was just having so much fun. All right, and so I have the pockets, as you saw. I have pockets where I keep my tabs and my paper. So I have everything in the Bible except a pen that I need to do what I have to do. Now I'm going to remove the page to do the writing because it's a little tricky with the ring. It works, but when I'm going to be writing on the smaller page, it's going to be, a little tricky, so I did remove that. So how do you use the daily scripture planner? Of course, you're going to date it, put the date on that you're doing this. Then you're going to write the Bible book, so the book that you're in, and we're in Psalm. So I went ahead and wrote Psalm. You're going to write the chapter and the verse, which is pretty explanatory. It asks, what is God teaching me? How can I apply the scripture to my life? Notes and questions. Who is the scripture talking to? Key words. So I'm going to just read what I wrote. So, what is God teaching me? And this is my notes. See me there dancing. I live under the watchful eye of God, and the evildoers won't go unpunished. The Lord will always deliver me. So that's what I took from the scripture that I read. Notes: those with a broken heart and a contrite spirit were objects of God's favor and salvation, not his scorn. All right, so that's a note. And who is the scripture talking to? David was speaking to the Lord. Keywords: these are mine. As you read the scripture, you might have different words that stand out to you, but this is mine. I have broken-hearted, righteous, cut, remembrance. So those words are key for me. I mean, if you read in it, you might have a different keyword, right? It's what stands out to you the most. So there's no right or wrong way. How can I apply the scripture to my life? And this is my application. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours. Not being fearful of man, in brackets, people. And of course everything couldn't fit because I shrunk the page down. So I'm going to write on the back, as you saw, where I put those little cards and the notes and all the things are on the back, on the reverse of this page that I'm writing on right now. And I made a little section on the bottom. That's where I ended up writing the rest. And it says, because God will always protect me as long as I am walking upright. Okay, so that's important. So let me read it all together. There, you see right that spot I'm writing exactly right now. That's where I finished writing everything. So I'm going to go ahead and read it all over again for you guys. Not being fearful of man, in brackets, people, because God will always protect me as long as I'm walking upright, as long as I stay righteous. Okay, so as long as I'm not doing anything contrary to God, contrary to his laws and his precepts, I'm covered. Okay, he got my back. He gonna fight for me. All right, I have at the back some notes. I'm gonna go ahead and read it right now while I'm here. One of the notes says, we must be righteous for the Lord to attend to our cry. I don't understand what I wrote. This is ridiculous, eh? Oh my gosh. He also defends us. I don't know why. I wrote it all together. Let me read. Oh my God. Let me read that again. We must be righteous for God to attend to our cry. He also defends us. I couldn't read what I wrote. That's saying something. I need to write it better. And write that little box where the square brown box that I'm writing in now. I'm going to read that. What I just read was from the blue square. So those whose spirits are oppressed and even broken with the greatness of their calamities, those whose hearts or spirits are truly deeply humbled under the hand of God, and that's by Paul. All right, and then afterwards I just went ahead and I wrote out my prayer on that tall strip of paper. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. So that's how I work through it. It's pretty simple. And you know what? If you want to join us, the printable is still available. All you need is a Bible to dedicate to this project. It's not a project, it's a journey, a Bible to dedicate to this journey. And just a willing heart. Remember, you don't have to do it the way I did. I love seeing how persons are working through it. And we also have a Facebook group. It's called the Prayer Bible Guide. It's on Facebook. There'll be a link in the description down below so you can join the Facebook group. We also have prayer meetings on a Friday night. It's an hour. It's 6 p.m. Not 6 p.m. I don't know what I'm saying. It's 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. So I would love it for you to join me. Of course, the link for the Zoom meeting, it's on Zoom. So don't worry, it's not recorded. The link for that will be on in the Facebook group. So if you want to be a part of that, you have to be in the Facebook group. If you have any questions and you need some more clarification, go ahead and let me know. Leave in the comment down below if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more videos like this where I'm working through my Bible prayer guide. Also, if you like the video, let me know by liking it, right? Hit the smash, hit it, the like button so I know that. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and say hi and where you're from in the comments down below. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you on Monday for a brand new video. Until then, bye.